Well, well, well. Hey guys, it's your girl Tower Crush back with another review, and this time it is for Sistas on BET. The 100th episode, the 100th episode, the 100 episode. If you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so very, very much. And this is the 100th episode. Okay, it was okay. It was better than last night's Oval. I will say that. So let me just get right on into it. So we open the scene with Danny in Andy's office. Andy getting her tissues. Danny crying profusely. She's upset that she has killed him. Who is it that you've killed? Jonah. Why did you kill him? He hit me. He spat on me. Told y'all he wasn't dead. I knew he wasn't going to be dead. It just didn't seem like he would be dead. She said she blacked out. Okay, so that's why you thought you ran over him over and over again. All I saw you do was hit the car one time and say, like that, but they bleeped it out or whatever. So he ain't dead. Andy was there for her. Fatima is the one that found everything out, though. When Fatima comes to bring Danny water, she goes to leave. Andy asks her to stay. She stays and she's listening to what happened to Danny. And she's like, what? He hit you. He spit on you. He spit on you. So Fatima's ready to call in the reinforcements. She done found out who dude is, where he could be found, that he was in the hospital with broken ribs, but he wasn't, dead. So, he said he fell off a motorcycle, which tells you that he had something to have, because why would you say you fell off a motorcycle? I knew it wasn't going to be nothing. Because they're not about to have two cast members in jail at the same time. They're just not. It was one heck of a cliffhanger, I will say that, from last week. So, that worked out pretty well, right? Right. Okay. So, Andy did tell her, though, that she needed to stop running from her problems and her hurt. And she feels like it's because of Preston. But what about before Preston? Danny's been going through some stuff for a very long time. I think it goes pre-Preston. Now, y'all can tell me what y'all think, but she's been running through penises like a mug. And I still don't think that Preston is the guy for her. But if he's making her happy, if he's putting a smile on her face, and who am I to say, don't get back with him, girl? I would be a hater. Oh, I'm a hater. So whatever makes Danny happy is going to make me happy. So, she calls him. And, he says immediately he wants her to know that, it takes a lot for him not to call her. And so he was so happy that she called him. Oh, isn't it sweet? Whatever. So she asked, could they have a conversation? And he was like, yes, he can get on a plane today. And she asked him to meet her in front of her house, which I don't know when that's going to be because she's got so much to do. And he said that he would do it. And she said, okay. She didn't tell him anything. But I don't know what she's going to tell him when he gets there or whatever. But, it was good to see him on my screen because he is still fine. He is still fine, I'm just saying. So that was that. Now she's at work, right? And so here come Q with his little raggedy self trying to come on to her again. And she's like, can you just go over there? I ain't in the mood. Today ain't today. Go over there. So when he moved, you can see Jonah. Jonah sitting there just looking at her with his old little bitty penis self. Little shrimp pimp. Gonna got a nerve to hit somebody and spit on somebody because your penis is small. Boy. They got pumps. They got pills. They got injections. They got all kind of stuff you can do right now. There's no reason for you to be walking around with an attitude because your penis is small. None. You can't give me a good reason. So stop it. So, Q basically goes over there and checks him like, what's up? What are you doing here? What do you want? Why are you over here? And, he's like, I'm getting my son. And she looks and there is a little unaccompanied minor on the plane. And so, Q was like, all right. And she still sits him away. And I'm like, when is she going to figure out that this is the Q to get her friend locked up? I think it's going to be that, I hope it don't be that they hook up. Please don't let them hook up. Because if they hook up, then it could be a pillow talk thing. I don't know how it's going to go. Or he might invite her to Maurice's house. I don't know. How do y'all see that happening? I definitely see something going on, though. Something's going to happen to where she's going to figure out that he has, you know, been the cause of all of her grief when it comes to her best friend. So that's going to be interesting to see. Let's move on to Karen. So Karen's, you know, she's at the house and she's waiting on the girls to get there. And Aaron shows up, and Aaron's got bags or whatever. And, you know, he's like, I'm here to take care of you. And she's like, well, the girls are coming to take care of me. I think we got it. And he was like, well, do they know your favorite ice cream? She's like, actually, they do. Well, do they rub your feet like I do? She said, you got me there. So basically, he's going to stay. He's going to cook food for her. He asked her what she wanted. She said pasta. He didn't have any pasta. So he goes out to get it. Meantime, before he left, she had said something about an article she saw where, you know, you can learn a lot about a person through their phone. He leaves it with her while he goes to the store, and she had never really experienced that because, you know, Zach was very, very secretive when it came to his phone. And I would have been too, because she was always down his throat, calling him out of his name, telling him how useless he was. So he was probably, you know, he kept a woman in there that could build him up because she was always knocking him down. Now, let's move on to Zach, because Zach is going in the house, and here come Deja. Now, I thought she would learn her lesson from trying to touch Zach and anything that got to do with him, but clearly she didn't. She's trying to warn Zach about Madam and about Fatima, and she just ain't getting no hints. She's trying to warn him about Madam and Fatima, and she just ain't catching no hints. He's like, don't touch me. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. And what was weird was she said something about fiance. Will she be wearing a ring? Don't be wearing a ring. But the thing is, he ain't even proposed on this show yet. This is why it's hard to just have a spinoff running at the same time as the main show, because the stories will keep conflating each other. It does not make any sense at all. So I thought that was just kind of sloppy, that she was talking about a ring that she sometimes wears and sometimes she don't. Remember, last week is when he was talking about he wanted to take her to dinner. I'm going to need Tyler to get these timelines together because, you know, I picks up on everything. Sorry. Just a little retentive when it comes to that stuff. Continuity, you know, so. And another thing about Zach, and another reason how these stories are doing this, because if you remember on Zatima, she snuck and got the baby's DNA behind the mother's back when the mother was arguing with Zach. She sent it to the lab at her job. So how the hell did baby mama get a copy of the DNA results? Can somebody please tell me that? Because I'm pretty sure that she didn't go in there and give anybody's name to her friend that she had in the DNA department or whatever. So it just doesn't make any sense how she could be sitting there waiting for an attorney if she didn't even know what the DNA results were. How? Like, can y'all make it make sense? Because I feel like the stories is doing this and he's just getting real sloppy with it. Now, you need to just go on and bring us season 2. Well, maybe we don't need season 2 of Zatima until after this season is over with. And then maybe, just maybe, he can get everything to actually run congruently to where it actually makes sense as I'm watching both shows. It's just, I don't understand. I don't understand and I don't like it, okay? So we'll just have to wait and see, you know, what happens there. And then we have, Brina. So we definitely see Sabrina go. She comes to sit with Andy and Danny, and she looks a mess. You know, her hair has been cut out. They cut the faux locks out, which she said cut her actual hair, which is crazy because those is my locks. I'm telling you, if I go to jail right now, this is my hair. Sir, this is my hair. This is my hair. Stop. Stop. This is my hair. I ain't telling you nothing. I'll be out of here in 9 hours. You're not about to do nothing to my hair. And I say 9 hours because I've been in jail before and it took them 9 hours to let me out. I felt like I got my stripes, and so they can't say I ain't never been to jail. I did time. I did tap. From one day to the next. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning when I got out. So don't act like I ain't never did no time. But anyway, Sabrina and her losing her mind. And of course, getting smart and yelling at Andy. And you know, she should yell at Andy because Andy's very evasive. Like right now, she locked up. She need to know what the hell going on. And you sitting here trying to act like you don't want to tell her what's going on. And then you're going to say the guy that Maurice was seeing. Say his name so that Danny can put 2 and 2 together, dummy. You couldn't just say Q. Or maybe she didn't know his name. I don't know. But Sabrina knew his name. She should have said something. Q? Q said that? Then they could have started putting things together. Then she could have gotten, you know, went ahead and used Q to get to, you know, to get to the truth. How did you get out? How did you get, you know, how did you blah, 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 blah. To see what's going to be crazy is when he does get out, when Maurice does get out, what is Q going to do? Like, if you don't get your raggedy self up out of his house, you was going to have to go because Maurice going to beat your boy. He going to do what Calvin could. I feel sorry for him when Maurice get home. Because I think what we see next week is we're going to see Robin offer to help Sabrina. Because he knew he was wrong for coming at her like that. So yes, you need to help Sabrina. Get her out of there. Get Maurice out of there because they didn't do it. The confession was flimsy as I don't know what. And it wasn't a real confession. It was just basically me like, yeah. Which was dumb of him. He shouldn't even been making small talk with the fool. He shouldn't have been in the house in the first place. Sabrina told you, leave that boy alone. You're going to let Calvin talk you into letting him stay. And now Calvin can't even get him to leave. You know what? I'm sick of Q. I'm sick of Q. So he trying to get himself fired so he don't have to go back to jail. Now you going back to jail, bro, because you guilty of bank robbery. Why they got Sabrina in there, I don't know. Sabrina called the police in the first place to get him caught. I'm sorry. Ooh, I needed to make sense. Okay, I won't do that anymore. Sorry. But that's about all I need to cover on this episode. Again, it was an okay episode. It wasn't as bad as, again, last night's episode of The Oval, but it could have been better. But I think we're going to pick up next week. Okay, so if you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so much. And even if you don't like to subscribe to channels, you got to the end of this video, so I thank you. Yes, I thank you. You're just as important to me. Okay, I'm done. I promise I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. And that is my $5.02. Peace.